Hey guys, my name is Manjunath and in this video we are going to learn more about Django file structure which we got from last video which we have installed Django and we have successfully ran this particular application. I have stopped the server, but if your server is still running, let it be like that. I'll just run it again in my system, that is Python 3 manage.py run server. If you are on Windows, just make sure it is just Python 3, not Python, not Python 3. If you are on Mac, just type as I typed, that is Python 3 manage.py run server. Once you ran this particular server, if you open up 127.0.0.1 colon 8000, that is the same number which they give here, then you will get the server running. Let me start by talking regarding the basic folder structure which we got. db.sqlite we are not going to talk in this particular video. There is dedicated video for db.sqlite. Just see it in the database models video. I'll explain what is this particular file. Let me go to next file, that is manage.py. In manage.py we will be doing all the administrative stuff. We are not going to type anything in this particular folder, but whatever we require Django to be doing, that particular thing we can command using this particular file. That is, example of this is here only. My Python 3 manage.py run server. Manage.py is this particular file and run server is the command which is used for running this particular server. That can be done by using this particular file, and Django takes care of creating server for us by itself, so you don't have to focus much regarding this particular file. We just have to run few commands which will be running whenever we require it to be run. Now the next folder is my shop. That is the same name as the main project name which you have given when you ran django-admin start project main my shop, and this folder name is also same as my shop. So let me start by looking at the important file in this particular file structure, that is settings.py. Settings.py is used for making sure certain setting is done in a certain way which we want whenever we require it to be used. For example, this particular installed app settings, whenever we going to create new application or we are going to install certain application from the internet by using pip command, we are going to come here and we are going to add another line which indicates another app is installed. Middlewares we are going to not worry about this particular thing right now, and templates we are going to use this particular feature in third video. So if you want to understand, just skip to that video, but other than that nothing is there to explain in this particular thing. And there are certain other things which is database. For that also I am going to make dedicated video where I will be explaining. Just understand that this particular file includes all the settings for this particular Django project. So if you want to change something in the Django, we have to come here and we have to add certain line using which we can change. If you want to know more about this particular file, you can go to Django documentation. You can go just by clicking this particular link in the server main page, or else you can check the description also. I'll just put one link to Django documentation for understanding more regarding the settings.py file. Other than that, there is urs.py. This particular file is used for serving certain URLs from the Django. That is, if you want to serve /admin, /about, /services, anything like that, we have to come here and we have to put it here. Admin is already present. So if I just go to /admin, I can see there is certain thing in here. We don't know regarding how we can get this username password right now, but we'll figure out in next upcoming videos. So we don't have to worry regarding it. But as of now, let's just focus on this URL patterns, which is used for sending certain HTTP response to the front end. That is, this particular page also is being served from this file, but Django does it for us, so we don't have to put any extra thing in here. But if we are going to change this particular page, we need to modify this particular file. That we'll be doing right now. So in Django, everything is done using apps. You can think apps as folder structure, using which you can do certain functionality for the user. For example, if you are building a e-commerce site, cart can be one app, products can be one app, and something else, shipping details can be one app itself. So all these things are apps which will be the folder in this particular file structure. We are going to create one app right now which just serves the file for us. That is, if user goes to /about, we are going to display about. If user just comes to this particular link, that is the index page, which we are going to serve a certain page using the app itself. So let me start by creating one app. So in order to create the app, we have to run certain command, that is django-admin start app, and we can name this app as anything. I'll be naming it as pages. So once I ran this command, a new folder structure is created. It's actually similar to this particular folder structure, but there are certain extra files which we require it for this app to be functional. Let me start by going to views file. This views file is the meat part of this Django app. By using this particular file, we are going to serve anything we want to the user. If you want to make any kind of calculation, or if you want to ask database to get certain item, that time we are going to use this particular file. Here we can write Python function that starts by defining this function, and let me name this function as home page. Okay, once I name this function, I have to add certain parameter for it. It accepts HTTP request, that is inside request object, because whatever we are going to send from here, that is /about /admin /contact, whatever it is, it's HTTP request. So we require this request object to perform certain operation in this particular function. So let me start by writing this function. Usually a function has certain calculation or like certain operations for it, but in the end we have to return something. So in this particular function we can return hello world, but you have to understand, returning hello world as a plain text won't do any good for us, because we have to send it using HTTP response. So that's why Django gives us one very good helper, that we can just import from django.http import HTTP response. Using this particular HTTP response object, we are going to return the hello world. So let me just type HTTP response here, and we are going to send hello world. Now you got to be thinking, if I just write this much, will the server work? First, let me just run the server before I do any kind of change. Once the server is running, still it's not doing any kind of change. It's not doing any kind of change because we don't know what's happening when the browser hits this particular URL. Before that, we have to link this particular pages app to our main app folder. That we can do it by going to settings, as I said earlier. If you want to add certain app from the internet or from our own folder structure, we can just come here and we can just write the name of the app itself. So once I write the name of the app, it will that is pages. Once I write the correct name of the app itself. It ran the server again, and now it knows what is this particular app and how we can use this app. So if I again go back to here and reload this folder, nothing happens because we require this particular URL folder to tell us that what happens when we hit that slash route. It can be slash, it can be about, or it can be contact, anything it can be. So whatever it is, we have to put inside this particular file. In this file we just have to type path, and if it is like home page, we don't have to write anything here. It's empty. If it is empty, that means it's just the slash. I guess it should work, or we have to put this. I'm not sure, like if certain error comes, we'll just fix it later stage. So let me just type path, and once I put this particular single quote, I need to link this particular app's view fold files home page function. So let me just close this thing and come back to this particular folder. If I want to link this particular thing from the page, we have to import it first. That would be from pages dot views, import the view name, I mean the function name which we require is a home page. So we just have to come here and type home page, and once we type home page, we just have to put it right here, and when we come here, it will just display hello world. Let me walk you through this particular thing again. When user hits slash, that time this particular file gets executed, and when this file executes, it will look for what is there in the main route, that is slash, and it goes and it searches for home page, and home page is the same thing which we imported from pages.views, and if you go to pages app, that time we can find in the view what we are going to return, that is http response hello world. Let me try to do same thing for slash about. If I go here, it says nothing found, but it's okay, we are going to fix it. Just have to come back here to urls.py, and we just need to add path, and we just have to put about slash. Don't forget that slash, it will give certain weird error if you don't put and here we are going to write about page, which we need to import from pages.views. You are seeing error here, but it's okay, we are going to write this particular function in the views folder. So I just have to go here and create another function, that is def about page, which will take request, and it should return http response, and this response would be this is about page. Okay, once I put this particular thing, the server should run fine, and if I come here, if I refresh, it shows me this is about page. But the thing is, just writing this particular string is not enough for us to build something, and you can write HTML also here. So if I want to write something like h1, and I can put entire tag itself. So if I write h1, this is about page. If I refresh this, as you can see, this is h1 tag. But typing HTML in here, it's like trouble. So we have to render template for this, and how we can render the template, we'll see it in the next video. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you soon in the next video.